Okay, so get this, right? Micah Parsons, this totally awesome player for the Cowboys, is like, yo, trade me. He puts it out there, but guess who doesn't say squat? Jerry Jones, the big boss dude. Total crickets from Jerry. But then their quarterback, Dak Prescott, swoops in. He messages Micah and is like, dude, seriously? Dak totally gets it because he's been through the contract drama himself, dealing with Jerry and all that stuff. He tells Micah he's got his back, and it's frustrating for everyone, you know? Like, ugh, this situation is messed up. So, meanwhile, the Cowboys are having these joint practices with the Rams, which is pretty much the closest thing to a real game before the season starts. But Micah, nope. He's just chilling on the sidelines, still holding out. This is like 4 days after he first dropped his trade bomb. His agent and the Cowboys haven't even talked about a new deal all summer, which is wild. Micah's just watching, rocking his Cowboys jersey, but rocking sweatpants and a beanie instead of pads and a helmet. He's even hanging out with other players like Trevon Diggs, who's coming back from an injury, and Andrew Whitworth, this old-school Rams player who Mike has been training with to get even better. How cool is that?
And get this, Micah and Jerry were literally on the same sideline and didn't even talk. Their whole beef goes back to some meeting in March where Jerry thought they had a deal, but Micah was like, nah, that was just a chat. Jerry hasn't talked to Micah in weeks, not since the trade request, not even during training camp. Jerry even admits he doesn't think a deal is close, saying there are X things to figure out, not just one. But wait, remember back on July 24th? Dak was already publicly backing Micah's business moves, saying he was glad Micah wasn't out there practicing because he shouldn't do that to himself. Dak totally gets the business side of it. And honestly, Micah's numbers are insane. He's one of the best edge rushers ever through his first 4 years, racking up sacks and pressures like nobody's business. The Cowboys say they want to pay him, but the fact that they aren't even talking and Jerry's out there saying he doesn't even know if Micah will play the opener, not exactly confidence-boosting stuff. Jerry keeps saying they had a deal back in March, but surprise, it was never written down. He's all about the handshake deals, which is kind of old school, but for player contracts, you got to have it in writing, right?
Even the new coach, Brian Schottenheimer, is trying to keep things smooth. He's all about talking to Jerry, talking to Stephen Jones, and talking to Micah one-on-one to avoid any surprises. He's not ignoring the situation, but he's managing it. Jerry, meanwhile, isn't surprised by any of this. He's seen other players do this stuff, like Garrett and Terry McLaurin. He's not even shocked that Micah went to social media. He basically says he would have said whatever he said to the media anyway, whether Micah asked for a trade or not. So what's going to happen? If Cowboys history is any guide, there's going to be more talk, but maybe not a deal anytime soon. They might even end up franchising Micah, which is a whole other can of worms. Dak knows this all too well. Remember, he got the tag himself before his big deal. For now, Micah's still around, going to meetings and practices, just not playing. And Dak appreciates that he's there, saying Micah should definitely get paid, but also that being at camp helps him keep his love for the game and his connection with his teammates. It's a tough balance, you know? Business versus brotherhood.